Hello, my name's Colette. Today I'm going to attempt to demonstrate how to read an egg. What's egg reading about? Sometimes called umancy or ovomancy. It's the very old-fashioned and ancient technique of reading symbols from egg whites. It's a form of scrying, and anybody that can read a crystal ball or has scryed in a mirror or whatever should be able to do this. But it's also quite an accessible way of getting psychic visuals or whatever, um, as long as you're willing to get a wee bit messy. I must admit, I tried this for, just grab this book, How to Read an Egg. That was the book I sort of wrote based on this. It's got all forms of different forms of divination, etc. in it. But that's how this book came about. So anyway, there's a whole chapter in there if you want to read it, because this could go completely mad. I'm aware of that. The first time I tried this, I actually couldn't get the white to come out of the, the shell without the yolk. And also, the water I used was cold. So when the egg white went in, it was just like cellophane. It was really hard to read. So I learned that if you're going to do this, it's better that you use some warm water. So anyway, the whole point is to see symbols. This isn't a reading or anything, this is a demonstration, but I'm hoping the universe will maybe allow us to see some symbols from this egg white. So what do you need? You need an egg, okay? Um, you need something to allow you to puncture the egg. My trusty Swiss Army knife is the thing that came out. I tried with a pin and it just didn't work. And the thing is, you don't want yolk mixed in with the white. It's got to just be the white. So you need something to pierce the egg. And remember, if you pierce the egg and it doesn't come out, try and pierce the other side as well. That's when it can all go mad, because the whole egg can actually collapse on you and you're sitting there with egg all over you, or egg in your face if you want to say that. So an egg, uh, something to puncture the egg, some hankies, and and I'm using a candle jar, an empty candle jar filled with warm water. As I say, a tall sort of cylindrical glass can do as well. Um, a sort of bowl shape can do too, but then you're just looking down on it. I find that when I've done this, the best images are actually from the side. Now, I don't know how this will work in camera at all, but we're going to give it a go. So, warm water in a cylinder that's got enough room for you to see any symbols. Um, if you don't know what symbols mean, again, in this wee book, I'm not plugging it too much. Honestly, I would do it without it, but this book has a symbols dictionary at the end of it. But if you've got a dream dictionary book, or you've got symbols directory on, your bookshelf, that will be fine as well. Okay, so we'll give it a go. This could be good for like maybe a girls' night. I've explained psychometry and how that can be done, and it can be a pleasant evening for looking into the psychic world, but doing it in a kind of fun way too. And I think this one could be used that way as well. So, person comes with an egg, and basically they will be putting their question into the egg. Sit with it for 5-10 minutes. I'm not putting any questions into the egg. I've actually got 2 eggs with me just in case one explodes. I'm going to put my mouse out the way. I find this really kind of fun to do, but also a wee bit mad. And I've got this, which I'll hold up when I've done it, and I'm hoping it will just sit nicely there. I know I should have a roving camera or something, but just follow me on it. So, you've got your egg, you've got your question, and basically it's about letting the symbols from the white of the egg show up in the warm water. So what I'm going to do is attempt to get the white out without actually piercing the yolk. Now there it goes, that's excellent. I didn't actually realise that would do so well. So let's see if we've got anything in here. No, it's all sunk to the bottom. Oops. So that didn't really work. Let's see if any more egg will come out. Nope. Right, okay, let's see looking down the way. No, that hasn't worked at all. So rather than scrub this, I'm just going to try with another egg and you'll see whether it works or not. I don't think I've got too much water in it and it really should work, but um, this is the way, this is why I wouldn't use this in place of my taro. Now again, I don't want to smash the whole egg. I just want to, eggs are tough. I just want to bore a hole in it. Who said this was a good idea? Right, now let's see if I can hold this up and maybe hold it from the bottom. And we're going to see if we can actually see the egg yolk going through. Now, if this, of course, this is the one that won't come out. Here comes some. Right. Now there, as you see, is sort of what we're meaning, that the egg is almost floating on the surface, but making kind of strings and all sorts of things. And the point is to read this while it's coming out. So you can kind of, please, if you see anything, let me know. With the water being warm, this should hold its energy and some of the things. I'm just going to leave it at that. I've got some nice egg yolks for baking. Oh, see why I say you need the stuff. Right, here we go. What we got? It's now all going to the side. Oh, that looks, honestly, when that went by there, it looked a bit like a horse or a dog. Maybe my dog Benji's making his presence felt. A little man. I wonder if you can see this through this side. It's at my side, but of course, if I turn it might not be right. Okay, can you see some of the shapes in that? Possibly not. It's worked its way around here. There are some shapes in it. But you can't really see them that well on camera. But can you see there is actually some egg that's formed sort of columns and started off looking like a little man and then it looked like a horse. Now it's floating about. Now the whole point is you've done a wee bit of meditation and you're focusing on this and watching as it changes, because it's not just about what it's doing. And you know, the shapes can change, particularly if you move the water about, which I've not really done before. I've just read the shape that's been in it. That actually looks like just like a big pole, doesn't it? Now, obviously, if someone had come in, oh, it's actually quite pretty from where I'm sitting. I wish you could see this closer. It's absolutely having a wee wonder to itself, and it's very much like a whirlwind or a little whirlpool, and it's really quite pretty. Oops. Right. So now, if someone had asked a question, which we haven't, and is my love true? Say it looked like a little heart. Well, that could be a yes. This one would be, you know, if someone was saying is weather going to be good, I would be saying, well, no, there's a tornado coming. This is joking with it, obviously, just so you get the way of it. Now I'm going to move it again and see if it twirls it up a wee bit. I've just covered myself in water. Right. Again, you can see it's still kind of holding its shape. Right, so that's how to read an egg or not to read an egg. Why I sort of maybe gave this about 3 out of 5 in the book was for the reasons I've just shown you. and it's kind of repeated itself. Uh, Depending on, how much of the white goes in, and how warm the water is, you sometimes get it forming a few shapes, or you almost like get angel shapes, or you get like whirlwind shapes or whatever. Um, it does tend to work better when the person has asked a question. This was just to show you what can happen. And I was quite pleased with the answers that we got for the girl that came when we read for the book. But my tarot is very elegant, it's beautiful, and it gives me answers that are very distinct and straightforward. This doesn't. This really doesn't. Uh, but this thing's still moving about, and it's actually quite pretty if you can see it. Oh, let's see, getting this in place. It's actually quite pretty. It's a wee bit like the Eiffel Tower. I hope everything's fine, but this is one of the reasons why I don't think egg reading should be necessarily part of a clairvoyant reading, particularly a business reading. I mean, can you imagine a business person coming in wanting to know how their finances were, and you're sitting with something like this? I have now eggs everywhere over my table and my hands, and it just, to me, doesn't fit in with the modern, more esoteric and accurate arts. But it's something that I think we shouldn't let go. I think it's something that we should try from time to time, so that these old methods of divination, these old methods of clairvoyance, literally don't get lost in the mists of time. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to do it for today. Um, an old lady in my own family did this many, many years ago, and that was how she gave her prophecies. That was how she predicted. I wouldn't like that to be lost. So, will you come to a reading for me, with me, and would I read an egg for you? No. It's too messy. It's not specific enough for me. But this is quite a bit of fun, so why not get a wee group of friends together? You'll always have old candle things. Uh, Bring an egg or two each, focus on a question, put it in, and let everybody gather around and see what they see in it. To me, that's the fun in it, but would also be, maybe people see things that are hard. And it's a bit like tea leaf reading as well. Some people see nothing in a cup, other people get so much from it. Remember that what you've got to work with is very much, it moves, and you have to keep an eye on it. This has almost come straight forward now into just like a tower, and it's also kind of got some odd shapes at the bottom, which again, I don't know if you can see, but that's all that come out of one egg, okay? Possibly could have got a wee bit more out of it, but it was a bit of fun. It's not something that I would recommend to be done as part of maybe a paid reading or whatever like that, but why not give it a go? Or, having watched me with my Swiss Army knife with the egg all over myself, maybe not. It's up to you. But in the book, I did an awful lot of other mad things. I made shaman bones. I looked at people's buttocks. I also read moles. It was just a quest to get away from the tarot, which is quite precise, quite specific, and very much a practical tool of divination. I wanted to do some of the less normal ones. So let me know if you do, if you managed it, or if you get more from it than we did today. Remember, it was just a demonstration. But also, if you've managed to, make the video full size, see if there's anything you saw in it. Today, I just asked the universe to let this maybe work so that you could see something in there. Let's see if anybody comes up with anything. I'll be happy to hear and happy to reply. So please get in touch. So that was how to read an egg, and enjoy. Many blessings from Colette here in a very, very, very bleak and cloudy and rainy Scotland. Just the type of day that we need to do something like this, even if it's just to cheer us up. Bye now.